Mario Correa, and the question I recently received was, what's the difference between a will and a trust? And really it has to do with the type of document they are. A will is a very specific trust that processes assets that are your individual name at your death, while a trust is an agreement that you can make with yourself and transfer assets to it immediately so that you don't have assets at your death. So let me give you an example and see how that works. Is when we're looking at assets, consider how a house is owned. When you have a house, you have a piece of paper that's a deed that shows you who the owner is. So here's the owner. Same thing with, let's say, a car. You have title that's at the Secretary of State's office, and that'll show you who the owner is on the document. In addition, when you have a bank account, you have what's called a deposit agreement, and the agreement will list the owner, okay? So what happens at death is we actually do it at the asset level. We look at each individual asset and see how to transfer it. In this example, we just have an owner listed for each. So what we would need to do is transfer from the name of the owner to whatever the will says. So we have to go through probate to do that. How do we avoid going to probate? Is in these very documents, we can change the owner to a trust. So we can create an agreement, and we call it the trust, and it's going to read like the will. So the trust can say the owner will be, upon my death, it'll go to my family. And then you can define that, whatever that is for you. And then you make the deed, and you literally do a new deed, and then you name the deed, the house, into the name of the trust. You literally change the title to the car, and you add it to the name of the trust, so that all of your assets are now flowing through. You go to your bank account, and you can add a beneficiary designation and call it your trust, so that all of your assets are literally going to your trust, and then however you distribute your trust will happen. But think about it. What did you own at death if we retitled all of your assets? What you owned at death was nothing, because everything was owned by your trust. So that's how you avoid probate, and that's the difference between a will and a trust.